love in the air, I'm racier than before.
Sorry, but this is as far as you go. Ah, so you're Yukari Horiguchi. Wait one moment, please. Let's see. There's secret information about you in this pink police notepad. According to this, the very first thing you cosplayed as is...
No, stop! Don't say anymore!
Simply put, what we're reviewing here is a vertical shoot-'em-up game. It hails from an obscure series where if you even recognize it, you probably already know what this game is. Making a review for this particular niche audience would most likely be useless, as I'm sure they'll all be buying this title regardless of what I say. This is Castle of Shikigami 3 for the Nintendo Wii. Watching just a minute of the video playing as I review this game will more or less tell you all that you need to know about what kind of game this is. Similar to games like Ikaruga, the developers made it their personal goal to put as many neon-lighted deadly bullets as they could possibly fit on the screen, with it still being technically possible for you to live if you're an obsessive junkie for these kinds of games. Ammunition will be flying at you from every direction, and the game will often turn into a hellish nightmare with over 3/4 of the screen lovingly welcoming you to your immediate death. Castle of Shikigami 3 in no way breaks the formula and is very similar to other games in the genre. Returning once again are the ridiculous translations and dialogue. Theoretically, there's a plot going on here, but I have no clue what it is. I suppose some enemies have to die, and that's probably all you really need to know. Each of the 10 available characters have their own series of personal monologues and silly arguments with each of the bosses. They're all definitely cliched and stupid, but that's part of its charm. I doubt the Japanese source material was any better. I actually looked forward to how hilariously bad each of the cutscenes with each of the characters would turn out as I approached the ends of each level. It was actually quite refreshing that the game didn't take itself too seriously. Castle of Shikigami 3 doesn't push the genre forward at all, but it really doesn't need to. It's fun for what it is. 10 different characters with different types of secondary attacks selectable from the offset give the game some decent replay value. If you're of the old school ballsy type, you can turn your TV on its side to play with the entire screen too. The game is played with either the Wii Remote turned sideways, the classic controller, or a GameCube controller. If you have a friend who's down with these kinds of games, you can play with them too. I'm going to say this plain and simple. If you're a nut for shoot-'em-up games, Castle of Shikigami 3 doesn't screw anything up. Go buy this game now. While this is a budget title, the rest of humanity still might want to tread carefully. This is a quality game, but it's not for everyone. The first time you play, you'll surely be stopped in your tracks not even 15 minutes into this from how incredibly difficult it all is. You need to be ready for pain. You need to be willing to play levels continuously over and over, practicing them to perfection. If this doesn't sound like something you'd be interested in, repetitiously playing levels over and over, you're going to be in for a lot of frustration and anger. Personally, I enjoyed this, although I admit I'm not a complete nut for these games. I occasionally impress myself with the fact that I could actually get through sections of this game without pathetically dying every minute, but later on, it just kept getting harder and harder. I know that I'm in for a lot more practice. For what this game is, though, it's great. I give Castle of Shikigami 3 for the Nintendo Wii a 7 out of 10.